In this episode of Real Life Lessons with a Business Coach, I'm going to talk about something that happened to me just today. And the whole reason I'm going to do this is because today I had a terrible customer service experience. And I think it's really important as a business that you understand about looking after your customers and why that is key. I see all the time businesses, and I'm talking about a large organisation here today. It was an organisation called Foxtel. You may well be well aware of who they are. The problem with big companies like that is they get to a point where they know two things. Number one, they've got a monopoly. And number two, that you know what, if they lose one customer, it's not going to kill them. But the reality is that they're in control and they really don't have good customer service in place. And I think there's a lot of lessons we can learn from some of these organisations that have got to the point where they're past caring about their customer or what not to do. Because I really think that if there was a really good competitor came into the marketplace, that besides the fact they'd probably make it really difficult for them and that someone would probably sell out because everyone has a price if they did come in as competition. But the reality is if someone was to come in and compete with Foxtel and do it just that little bit better, they'd go broke. Why? Because their customer service sucks. And I just don't think it's very good for any business, no matter what your position is, no matter whether you have a monopoly or not, to treat your customers in a way that is below par is not on. Now, just to give you an idea of what happened, one of the things that these, and it's not just Foxtel, by the way, it's all these big companies, I got an SMS from them, and the SMS said that my credit card had failed. Now, the reason for that had happened, I knew that was going to happen because my credit card had been skimmed. The bank worked out pretty quickly there was some fraud going on with my card. They cancelled it and they were sending me a new one. Now, I'd actually sent an email to Foxtel via their support email system letting them know this. I never got a reply. All I got was the automated response to say, hey, we've received your customer, whatever they call it, your submission. And I never got a reply. So I thought, well, if they're not going to reply to that, well, what am I supposed to do? I then got an SMS from them that said, hey, your credit card details need updating. The credit card has been declined. Please call us on this number. Well, I thought, you know what, they're sending me an SMS. I'll just hit the reply button, right? That's how we communicate. You send me an SMS, you expect to be able to get a reply. No. That's not how it works in the world of these big companies. I pressed reply. I typed in my message. I said I let them know and said I'm waiting on some new credit card details because my card was skimmed. Can I arrange another way to pay? And all I got was a message back saying it wasn't delivered. And I thought to myself, I could call them. Or, you know what? No, I'm just going to hold out. Why? Because I figure as a customer that spends over, $1,500 a year with Foxtel, that I deserve the right for them to ring me if they need to contact me. I've tried on 2 occasions to make contact through the channels that they deem as appropriate. Number one, email. They do email me offers all the time. And the second channel they deem as appropriate is SMS. And I know that because they sent me an SMS. So if you're going to use SMS as or email as a tool in your business, you must be prepared to take responses. This is not a one-way street. Customer service is a two-way conversation, and you need to make sure as a business that you have systems and processes in place that if someone does reply to an SMS, that somebody gets it. Let's go to scenario B. Now, by the way, they sent me a second SMS threatening to disconnect my service. I knew that wasn't worth it because, I'd get home, my kids and my wife would be very disappointed and upset because they'd have to, communicate with each other instead of watching Foxtel. But anyway, it's a whole other story. The moral of the story is about customer service. I'm going to give you a scenario B. Imagine if this is what happened. I got an SMS from Foxtel. Sorry, Mr. Futrell, your card has been declined. We need you to update your details. I then replied and said, I'm sorry, my card has been cancelled because it was skimmed. I've sent you a previous email. Please accept my apologies. Can I have another way to pay? They replied and said, oh, sorry to hear about your troubles with your card, Mr. Futrell. Reply with the number 1 if you'd like to have us call you. Reply with the number 2 if you'd like details to pay over the internet. And reply number 3 if you need to wait a week. And then I replied with one of those numbers and that happened. Imagine that sort of, because that's now communication, right? And I think as a business, you need to be ready to communicate with your customers. And there's this big risk in 2014 and beyond, there's a big risk that you can over-systemise your business to the point where you lose that personal connection with your customer. And I want to just tell you to be careful. Now, I'll tell you a little funny story. After that, I actually threatened that I'd disconnect my account, and they put me through to the disconnection guy. And he said to me, pretty much without batting an eyelid, that he will give me $150 credit. So a little tip for you, if you've got Foxtel and you want to get $150 off, just ring up and threaten to disconnect and you'll get yourself a discount. Anyway, there you go. Customer service is key. Make sure in your business that you're not over systemising. Don't be like one of the bad boys. Work out how to communicate more effectively with your customer and you'll keep them longer. Remember, it's 6 times easier to get an existing customer to buy again than it is to get a brand new one. You can never forget that. Until next time, have a profitable day.